So we're doing at least and at most, and then which method is best, but like I said to you today, we're just going to do the one method anyways. We're not going to do the complement because I don't want to overwhelm you. All right. So we have 12 adults and 18 kids. So with a highlighter, I would highlight those. 12 adults, 18 kids. And then I write myself a little note that says, oh, that means there are 30 total. Help myself out, because sometimes they just ask for a 5-person subcommittee without a certain number of kids or adults at all. So then we would just use all 30, right? Okay. Are on a prom program planning committee. A smaller group of them, 5 people only, needs to decide on the themes. How many different ways can the smaller group consist of at least 4 adults? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the at least and at most as if it was money. So instead of adults. So say I said to you, in order to go to a store, I would need at least $4. Instead of 4 adults, I would need at least $4. So does that mean $4 or more, or $4 or less if I need at least $4? More, right? $4 or more. So I always look at it as money first. So if I need at least 4 adults or at least $4, I need $4 or more. Okay? So I'm going to need at least 4 adults or more. What am I going to stop at? How many adults am I going to stop at? 5. Why? There's only 5 people on the committee, right? So I'm always going to write that over here. I need a 5-person subcommittee. I'm going to write this here so I remember that every single case has to have 5 people on it, doesn't it? So this is very important. I write this off to the side to remind myself every case has to have 5 people. Okay. So you said if I need at least $4, I need $4 or more. So if I need at least 4 adults, I need 4 adults or more. Correct? So I'm going to do my cases. 4 adults. And I'm going to leave a little space. Or I could have 5 adults. Could I have 6 adults? No, why? It's a 5-person committee, right? So this case has to have 5 people in it. This case has to have 5 people in it. That case is done, correct? 5 adults is 5 people. We're done. What's the problem with the first case, though? I need to have one more kid. Because I need to have 4 adults, right? But I also need to have 5 people on that committee. We agree? So I need 4 adults and 1 kid. So now this case has 5, this case has 5. So I always write out my cases first, so the math is really easy. When people skip this step, there's a probably about a 70% chance of people making an oopsie. I always write it out, and then I won't make any oopsies. Okay? So, how can I guarantee getting an adult? Choosing from all 30? How do I guarantee getting an adult? Choosing from?
12.
Yes, the 12 adults. Exactly. If I choose from the 30, what could I chance getting? A kid. So adults have to come from adults. Now, is this a permutation or a combination?
Combination.
Why?
Because they don't have different jobs.
They don't have different jobs. There's nothing more special if you're picked first, second, third, fourth, or fifth. Same outcome. You're on the committee, right? Okay, so we have 12 adults. We choose 4. And 18 kids. We choose 1. And means I multiply. We agree? What does or mean? Add. So we're going to get an addition. And we always add cases because we could have this case, or we could have this case, or we could have this case, right? When we start a new case, we get all our people back because it's a new case. So how many adults do we have to choose from again? 12. And you can type it in just like that. Remember that your calculator, no matter what, will do order of operations, correct? So it will multiply the first 2 and add the back, even if they were out of order. Try it out and see if you get 9,702. Everyone should be trying it out because just because I can type it in doesn't mean you can, right? We have to practice. subcommittees. Okay, makes sense. 9,702. Everyone have that? Okay. We're doing method 1 only today. There is another method that we could try to do this one on the next day. I don't want to overwhelm you. Okay, all method 1. Make sense? All right. Also, we'll be done this unit on Tuesday, so your homework and your hand-in will both be due on Wednesday. I'll write it on the board after this. Both will be due on Wednesday. Okay? All right. So don't come Wednesday morning and be like, I didn't know it was, like, I didn't have enough time. Like, you just found out. So you know that it's due. Okay? All right. At least one adult. Okay. So if I always do this in money, right? If I need at least $1, what does that mean? I need 1 or more or 1 or less? 1 or more. And where do I have to stop at for this particular instance? 5, because it's a 5-person subcommittee, correct? So I'm going to need 1 adult or 2 adults or 3 adults or 4 adults or 5 adults. In this instance, the method 2 is actually faster, but I'm not going to tell you it to. Because when I put the 2 together, I lose half the people. All right, don't want to do that today, especially on a Friday. So we have 1 adult, 2 adults, 3 adults, 4 adults. This is case 1. It has 1 person in it. This one has 2 people in it. This one has 3 people in it. This one has 4 people in it. This one has 5, so this one's done. What's the problem with the other 4? Do I have enough people on my committees? So I need to supplement, correct? With what? Kids. So I have 1 adult I'm going to need and 4 kids. Or 2 adults and 3 kids. Or 3 adults and 2 kids. Or 4 adults and 1 kid. Now I have 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. So I'm going to get both. I tell you that if you take this extra time and write out the cases like I just did, you will make less mistakes. Some people try and do it by skipping that step. I promise you, you might mess up a number. By might, I mean strongly. You probably will mess up a number. Okay, how many adults do I have to choose from? 12. So I go 12, C, 1, because it's still a combination, because I'm still picking a 5-person subcommittee without any jobs, right? 12C1, and means I do what? Times 18C4, or means I add, I always add my cases, 12C2 times 18C3 plus 12C3 times 18C2 plus 12C4 times 18C1 plus 12C5. That was 133,938. Try this one. So it says at most 2 adults. So at most $2 means $2 or less. So I could have 2 adults or 1 adult or 0 adults. And then I have to supplement with kids. So this one's going to need 3 kids to make 5. This one's going to need 4 kids. And this one's going to need 5 kids. Do I actually need to use the 0 part of the adult? Because 12C0 gets me 1, right? So I don't actually have to show this. If I do show that, does it hurt me in any way? No, you can go 12C0. It doesn't change the game. Okay? So this one here is going to be 12C2 times 18C3 plus 12C1 times 18C4 plus you could go 12C0 or we can go 18C5 just by itself. When you type that in, you get 99,144.
Okay, so if you give the 0 adults, when you get 99145.
No, 12C1, 12C0 is 1, and 1 times the number is 3. Yeah, it's not plus. Yeah. Not addition. Okay, next page. I want you to try the next page. Go. The student council decides to form a subcommittee of 5 council members. So once again, I need 5 people in each case, right? So if I have 3 or 2, I need to supplement. We agree? So I always say 5, in this case, people needed. Their council doesn't have jobs, so it's a combination. And there are 5 males, 6 females, which tells me there are 11 total. I put that just in case they ask me for just a 5-person subcommittee. Because if they just asked for a 5-person subcommittee, I would go 11C5, right? If they didn't ask for anything specific about males or females. So this one here says I need exactly 3 females. Cool, so I need 3 females. And then people will tell me, all right, that's 6C3, and then they're done. That answer will be there. It's wrong, because how many people are on that subcommittee only? And how many do I need? So I need 2 and 2 males. So I need to go times 5C2. And what do I get? 200, I think. Okay. Then we have at least 3 females. So if I need at least $3, I need $3 or more. I'm going to stop at what? 5. Now, if there was only 4 females, I would have to stop at 4, right? Even if you want to have 5 females, if they only gave you 4 to choose from, you'd have to stop there. That means that case wouldn't be possible, right? And some people will type it in, they'll go 4C5, and then they're like, my calculator errors. I'm like, because you're saying you have 4 females and you're choosing 5. You can't do that, right? This one happens to at least have enough females. So we need 3 females, or 4 females, or 5 females. This case is done, it has 5. This one needs and 2 males to have 5. This one needs and 1 male to have 5. So I'm going to go 6C3 times 5C2, or means I add 6C4 times 5C1 plus 6C5, and you get 281. Then this one says at least 1 female. We're going to learn to be able to do method 2 on Monday, which will make this way faster, because it's a lot of cases. At least 1 female means at least $1 would mean $1 or more. So I have 1 female, or 2 females, or 3 females, or 4 females, or 5 females. This case is done. Then I have to supplement. And 4 males, and 3 males, and 2 males. Then I have 5, and 1 male. Then I have 5. This is a long one. 6C3 times 5C4 plus 6C2 times 5C3 plus 6C3 times 5C2. 6C4 times 5C1 plus 6C5 gets you 461. All right. Now, what if it's not people? What if it's cards? So we have, consider a standard deck of 52 cards. So I have 52 total. How many different 5-card hands? Remember, we're getting the cards in our hand, and then we can move them all around. So it's still a combination, right? But I'm going to need 5 cards for each case. 5 cards. I put this here to help myself out. So I remember that every case has to have 5, right? Now here it says I need at least 1 red. So if I go at least $1, I would need $1 or more. If I need at least 1 red, I need 1 red or more. Where am I going to stop at? 5 red, because I need to have 5 cards, right? So I have 1 red, or 2 red, or 3 red, or 4 red, or 5 red. This case is done. The other ones are not done. What's the opposite of red? Black in a card deck. Or I could just say not red, correct? The other part just needs to be not red. So I can go 1 red and 4 not red. Not red, you can use a complement symbol like that if you'd like. Or you can just say not red. I don't have a lot of space. Or you could say black in this one, because the opposite is black. We agree? So 1 red, 4 black, 2 red, 3 black. I really wrote these two close together. 3 red, 4 black, 4 red, and 1 black. 5 cards, 5 cards, 5, 5, 5. Ooh, this one has 7. I would catch myself, right? That ain't 5. That is wrong. This needs to be how many black? 2. There we go. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. So now I'm good, right? So it's always important to write it out. Now, how many red are there? How many black are there? 26 and 26, half the deck, correct? So I go 26C1 times 26C4 plus 26C2 times 26C3 plus 26C3 times 26C2 plus 26C4 times 26C1 plus 26C5. When you type that long situation in, you get 2,533,180. You try that one. We have at most 2 kings. So if I said at most $2, you would say $2 or less, which can actually go to $0. Remember that 0 case that everyone forgets about. If you're someone who keeps forgetting it, star, star, star. Leave yourself a side note. Highlight, highlight. If you're like, I might forget it, highlight, highlight, star, star, star. Remember not to get the 0 case. If you're like, I'd never do that, a lot of people do. Hence why I'm repeating it 4 times. Okay? So we need at most 2 kings. So we need 2 kings. 2 kings. Make space for this one. Or 1 king. Or 0 kings. Currently, first case has 2 cards, 7th case has 1 card, and the 3rd case has absolutely no cards. So we're not good to start doing anything yet, right? We have to get the rest of the cards. So I need 2 kings and then 3 whats? 3 not kings. Anything but a king is okay. How many kings are there? 4. How many not kings are there? 48. It's 52 minus the 4, right? So that's where we get that number from. So we have 2 kings and 3 not kings. 1 king and 4 not kings. And then this one, we technically don't have to worry about the 0 kings. We just need 5 not kings, right? And then I double check to make sure I have 5 cards in each case. 2 and 3 is 5, 1 and 4 is 5, 5 is 5. And then I can carry on. Because sometimes I'll put the wrong number. I did it last one. I put a 4 randomly, and then I had 7. It made no sense. Okay, so I have 4 kings. I choose 2. And 48 not kings, choose 3. Plus 4 kings, choose 1. Times 48 not kings, choose 4. Plus 48 not kings, choose 5. And you get a really large 2,594,500. Noise you just made, maybe not remember the number. 94 plus. Okay, what is this? Whew, blank space. What is this? Right here. Homework. You have a few minutes, I would start working on it. The other class got most of it done, so they didn't have homework for the weekend.